was wondering, at any time, can an employer or a manager ask you what is your impairment and for how long you will be impaired?
Good question. What that may fall under is what's called the American with Disabilities Act. And that's a federal law that does protect people's rights and people's jobs if they're disabled and they need some type of accommodation on the job. It is not legal for an employer to ask you about your disability or any type of physical or mental impairment before they hire you. Now, after they do hire you, after they've offered you a job, they can inquire about your ability to do the job, and one of those may be your physical or mental impairments, and they may ask you to take a physical, they may ask you to do a drug test. Now, at that point, if it does turn up some type of impairment that would keep you from doing the job and it can't be accommodated, then they can refuse you the job or actually technically terminate you. But it's very important that we do protect, this law does protect people with disabilities. So if there's some way to accommodate that disability, like getting a wheelchair ramp for somebody in a wheelchair, or helping a blind person perhaps, read things, or other things like that, then the law says that employer must accommodate that person with a disability.
Yeah, and I think Lisa had told the producer that her boss has been grilling her about it because of the handicap placard that she has now in her car.
Right.
But I guess he can ask because she's already employed.
One would imagine that he could make certain types of inquiries, but I think that it really does going to raise the question, why is he doing it, or why is she doing it? And is it really kind of a smokescreen to get rid of that person because of what they consider to be some physical or mental disability? It's a good question to ask. It's good to, if you feel like you're being forced out, then there may be rights under the ADA to protect you from termination.
Yeah, because if the placard that she has in her car, which is for some type of disability, but if it's not affecting her job and her performance of that job, then what's the point and
Exactly.
What's the big deal?
Right, and that's the beauty of the ADA. The ADA was set up because it recognized there were over 40 to 50 million people with disabilities in this country, and they should have the right to be able to work if there's some way to accommodate that disability on the job.